TV.
Welcome back, and many thanks for staying with us on the #1 breakfast show in the country, Morning at NTV. We are getting into a very, very great conversation, rebuilding the customer service industry after the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is not news that the customer service industry was greatly impacted by the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. They did not survive. Also, the lockdown and the restrictions that were put in place at one of the contraction and the spread of the same COVID-19 disease compounded the problem that the customer service industry was actually grappling with. But not to say too much, I do have Ayub Kator. He is a customer service trainer from Smiling Faces International, and he joins me right now on set to have this discussion. A very good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you.
Glad to have you, Mr. Ayub Kator. Finally.
Pleasure, finally. Pleasure so much. Thank you so much.
All right, let's start with some bad news. The onset of the COVID-19 pandemic didn't leave anyone ever the same, and I'm sure the customer service industry was also badly impacted. But how greatly, what was the magnitude of this impact?
I mean, the magnitude of this impact was more of the sadness on the side of the employees.
I see.
And the sadness on the side of the customers. While we all found ourselves in a limbo on how really to serve, because everybody was scared of one another. The employees or the organizations are scared of the client. The clients are also scared of the employees. So you find that when we have to respect the SOPs.
By scared, you mean scared of interacting with them?
Exactly.
Okay.
Interacting with them.
Yes.
Feeling comfortable to interact with them because maybe they feel they're going to contract the disease. So that really affected the industry so much because putting on a mask does not really mean that you can't smile in a mask. You get what I mean? Washing your hands, that don't mean you can't wash your hands while you're smiling. You get it? If you're going to maybe to clean a table, for somebody to sit, it doesn't mean that you have to rush because you're scared of
Because you're scared, yes.
So that's the whole effect that I saw.
The environment within which these people were conducting their business was hostile.
Exactly. Exactly. And then, this comes to mind that we still struggle. Before the pandemic, we had issues of customer service in the country.
What were some of the issues?
Not really giving genuine service. Going out there and giving that memorable experience. We still struggle with that in the country and as in Africa as a whole. When you look at Western worlds, how they treat their customers and stuff, we still have a major issue here.
I don't want to lose my viewer when you talk about customer service industry. What exactly do you mean? When you talk about the entertainment industry, I understand very well. It is music and so forth. But what about the industry you're talking about, customer service?
Customer service is an experience. It can either be positive or negative. I give you an example that when I drove into Serena this morning, my experience driving into Serena started at the gate.
I see.
How I took it, whether it was negative or positive, that is the definition of customer service.
How you will receive the members of security at the gate,
Exactly.
the movement inside,
Exactly.
the reception and all,
Exactly.
coming to NTV.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
That is the experience. Yes.
What are some of the examples besides what you've just given me, outside there, of the customer service industry?
Basically, you walk into, let me say, I'll give you, you walk into a five-star hotel. You wait there for hours to be served when the employees are talking among themselves. You look at, you find a manager, you have logged a complaint, you are not happy with the service, and basically they can't apologize. They can't be genuine when they're trying to give you that service. They can't be genuine. They're not honest.
It looks like an easy service to deliver. So the viewer is wondering, why was the customer service industry so vulnerable by the onset of the pandemic?
It was so vulnerable because we were still struggling to fix it. And then this came in. So that really killed that momentum that we had that we were trying to push. Most of the time, it's like our industry here or our companies here, they try to put customer service on the bottom of all their budgets. Yet it's the main thing. Right now, I'll tell you that the companies that have really tried to maintain customer service in this country have survived the pandemic. They are doing well.
How so?
They're doing well.
How so?
Because if you treat me well, you remember the business.
I'll come back.
The business went down. So you're all running to the same customer. So how do you maintain and grab that customer? By doing that one thing. Remember, whatever you're doing, everybody else has.
So retention of the customer is largely dependent on how you treat them when they come to your premises.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly.
So we would like to know, why is it important to have customer service in such drastic times like the COVID-19 period.
It is very important to have customer service because it's the only one element that is different from what your competitors are providing. That's the only one element. You see Serena Hotel here, I'll give you an example. The building is nice, the rooms are nice, everything. Sheraton will have the same, okay? Fairway will have the same. Athena Hotel will have the same. Dating Hotel will have the same. What is that one thing?
Customer service.
It will be customer service.
Was it affected by the internet shutdown, and does it continue to be affected by this partial shutdown of the internet?
Exactly.
How so?
It continues to shut down here because definitely the business went down. Most of these businesses are struggling. They are struggling. So they have to look around, and really the companies have to come out of this post-COVID a bit and start really focusing on the business. Because each time you walk into a place or a company, you see the sadness. You know, you feel like you don't want this, they don't want to serve you. You feel like there's something, you know,
behind the scenes, like the sadness is written on the faces.
It's written on the face.
And it's not good for customer
Exactly.
service.
It's not good for customer
You're not
service.
supposed to show the customer the dire consequences of working in the same premises that you're in.
In the same premises that, you know, you just feel like something is pondering them. So they really need to come out of that cave and try to focus on the customer.
What do those companies, organizations, vis-a-vis institutions that do not have customer service have to deal with or grapple with? If my organization has no customer service, what am I dealing with?
You are dealing with lost revenue. You are dealing with the best employees. Because a best employee, if you have a best employee and he sees that you are not doing what you're supposed to, he's going to look elsewhere.
I see. So you're losing people.
You're losing also people. Human capital is important in customer service.
I see.
It's very important. So
go ahead.
We have...
besides losing employees, what else will you be dealing with? Problems arising out of the absence of customer service?
We have what we call, you know, these referrals. Because, you know, one customer that comes to you,
we recommend another person.
We recommend another person. But also another customer who comes to you and does not receive the best customer service will go and tell 10 more. Those 10 more will tell 5 more.
Yes.
Now, in a month, you will find that you have already lost 61.
So
I'm not saying that all the 61 will not come up, but 15 will go.
Meaning marketing starts with one person, one customer. You attract them, they bring more people.
Exactly.
Depending on your prowess to retain them, you have the customer base.
Exactly. And the other thing is, if you lose that one customer,
they'll preach the worst about your business.
And it's very costly to bring in a new customer than maintain the one you have.
Indeed.
So that's the magic there.
Ms. Ayub Kato would like to know, what are you as industry leaders doing to ensure that this customer service industry stays up and running and resilient during this pandemic?
What I've organized for all the organizations and government is this Friday at Fairway Hotel. I'm having an event to talk about customer service and the effect of COVID post and now, to see how we can really work together with the industry to make sure that they maintain customer service. They try to embrace it. They try to make sure that, you know, it's an organization centric from top to bottom. By the customer service is not only for the junior employees.
I see.
That's the problem we have in this country and in Africa generally. Because I give that because I've trained everywhere.
I see.
You find that you organize a training, they will pay or they will send the juniors and the managers don't come. There is no way a junior is going to execute customer service when the general manager, the top executive, is not doing it. So
send the top echelon managers for such businesses.
Exactly.
I see.
You can't greet a security guard, but you expect your employee to greet a security guard. It starts with you, from top to bottom. So on Friday, the 26th, at 8 a.m. at Fairway, we will be celebrating customer service.
Mr. Ayub Kato is a customer service trainer with Smiling Faces International. As you can see, he couldn't wipe off that smile off of his face. That is a customer service trainer. Thank you very much, sir, for coming to Morning at NTV. And please maintain that smile.
Thank you so much.
In the midst of the pandemic.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Indeed.
Thank you.
And you're still watching Morning at NTV. Let's take a breather. We do have a lot more in store for you. You don't want to move.